Grand shining, everybody. It's your lovely woman of life, Mrs.Shantay, bringing you. We late because I was tired, but your Sunday sunrise podcast and inspiration. I had to get my thoughts together. Um, I'm going to give everybody some time to join because we are live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So, as people come in the room, know that this is inspiration. I'm not doing readings for individuals. These are cards selected spiritually for your week to get your week going and off to a good start. If you want to have personal readings, please feel free to connect with me via inbox. I will have a scheduling system up soon. If I'm correct, I'm certain I have one up on Facebook. So you can definitely go there to get scheduled with me. But to kick this thing off right, because I don't want to hold up much of you guys' time, we're going to start with the sunrise card. And the reason this is titled Inhale Your Success is because I know a lot of us are like in tune with our elders and our grandparents, our ancestors, and things of that nature. And they were very notorious for saying, sit with it, sit with that. And usually, when they say sit with it or sit with that, they mean you sit with the things that you're uncomfortable with. Sit with the things that you don't want to face. Sit with the things that you deny. Your lies, your storytelling. Like, sit with that shit. Thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. I love hearts, just in case y'all didn't know. um, I truly, truly, truly appreciate those. And when they tell you to sit with those thoughts and sit with that, it's really for you to come to terms with what's going on, what you are rejecting and projecting, so that you can come to better terms with it and address yourself accordingly. In other words, in what they would say but didn't say, get your together. So, yesterday I had an experience and I was in awe of the experience because of the unknown blessing that was at hand. Like, I was looking for a particular blessing, but I was blessed with even more than what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for this blessing. I was ready, prepared, accepting, open for this blessing. So my level of blessing was completely different than what I had set out to accomplish, to receive and open myself up to. And as I was sitting there, like, tears are running down my face and I'm like, "Oh my God, like, I don't wear makeup like that." So I had on a little bit of mascara, eyeshadow, because that's all I put on, and some lip gloss or some lipstick. And I put it on my fingers. So I'm horrible at makeup. But I'm like, "Oh my God," I'm wiping my tears. Like, I'm patting my eyes because I'm like, I don't want mascara running down my face as I'm sitting here crying. And the whole time I was sitting there, like, right before everything happened, I saw a black cat and I was like, "Hey, Bestet." And then the angel numbers started popping up. Numerology started playing a big role in what was going on. And I was just like, I felt myself starting to like self-sabotage. Like, this is that and that and this. And I was like, just shut up. Like, well, you can't just shut up inside. Just shut up. So I grabbed my temples. Literally was like, I grabbed my temples, and people on social media can see me. I grabbed my temples and like my cheeks, my cheekbones, and I just pinched as I sat there. And as I was dabbing my eyes, I heard, sit with it. I gotta sit with this. You have to sit with this. And as I sat with it, I heard, this is your success. And then I was like, okay. So I was like, let me woosah. And then I heard, inhale your success. Y'all breathe everything else in. Why you can't breathe your success in? They got a little ruthless. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And in that moment, I made the post on Facebook, and I think I shared it other places. But anyway, that's how this came to me. And I'm happy it came to me because we inhale so much of the good and the bad, but we don't pay attention to what we inhale when it comes to inhaling in general. A lot of times we don't even pay attention to our breath. We forget that we're breathing, but we be like, I'm happy to be alive. Let me like literally I want you to embrace your breathing. Um so yes, that's how that came to be. Now, as far as these cards, I was sitting here getting ready to do my thing after I collected myself and got myself together because I was so overwhelmed with all of the greatness, the level of blessing, the level up, since we talking about leveling, level up of a blessing that it didn't exhaust me. I don't even have the right words for the way I really felt, but it was like this high, but I was present, and it was like this feeling of my body being like, you know how you exercise and you're like, whew, everything just heavy, but it felt light. I felt energized. I felt the balance of this is what it was down here for what you expected, what you limited yourself to what is actually happening. I felt all of that, all of that. And that's what made me so like, I just need to relax. So it took me some time to get myself together today. But in the midst of me getting ready to set up to do the podcast and the live, I literally pulled my cards out and Keisha Cole and Yeezy song came up to my mind and literally just popped in my head dreaming. And that was the song that I was going to put on the beginning of this. But I failed in that mission, but it's okay. And I started pulling cards. I started shuffling. And the first card for Sunday sunrise, is I create the life I dream of. Now, I might get emotional, so I'm not going to apologize, but I don't like crying in front of people like that unless it's good tears, and these are good tears, so I'm okay with it. So, I be turning colors because I'm light skinned. But it paused me when this card, because it flew out. It wasn't like a just random, it was like, boom. It flew out like right in my lap, sit with it again. And then I was like, oh, so in this message, the intuitive message of I create the life I dream of, and yesterday's experience and the energy that I'm feeling collectively, stop lowering the life you dream of based off of what you feel like you should have. That's what I did. I was like, this is the life that I want. Okay, so I got to go through the process. Let's trust the process, enjoy the journey. So my goal is here, but my process and my journey is like going to it, whether it's wavering straight forward, ahead, up, whatever you want to call it. I was wavering myself and I was limiting myself. But in my mind, I was thinking, I got to take these steps in order to get to where I want to be. Now, although I'm not completely where I want to be, but I'm where I'm meant to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And where I set myself and where I'm supposed to be was two different things. So don't sell yourself short on what you think you should have or what you limit yourself to have and to receive. On the back of this card, it says, I am most proud of my. So now the sunrise cards are always going to ask what you're proud and grateful for. If I'm correct, I could be wrong, but I am most proud of my, and then you fill in the blank. I had to gather myself with this one. So I create the life I dream of. In your mind, we dream, in our minds, in our spirits, we dream of so many wonderful things, so many aspects of life, so many things, the way we see life, the way we feel life. And sometimes in real life and in like the world around us, because our world and the world around us are two different worlds, but they're one world at the same time. We limit ourselves in the world around us. Stop doing that. Please, please, please stop doing that. The fact that I was open to receive is what kept me from blocking myself. So if you are going to limit yourself of what you truly desire, at least keep yourself open for other avenues, other adventures, experiences. Just keep yourself open for more to come to you, for what you truly want, what you truly desire to come to you. Um, the ruin for the week is Tiwaz. And I meant to make sure I had the actual meaning for it. Give me one moment, because now I'm a little upset with myself because I didn't have this one written down or prepared. Let me see, let me see, let me see. T-Waz. I think yes, it is T-Waz. Okay. So T-Waz meaning is, I'm going to show you this first. The T-Waz ruin is God, justice, and sacrifice. And I'm going to add compromise, because sometimes you got to make compromises with yourself in order to get through, to sacrifice some things. And sometimes you got to compromise with yourself to see justice, because of what we see for justice and what the justice really is, that's it's supposed to be, are two different things. Remember, it's our world and the world around us. Doesn't mean that you can't still strive for the goal forward of the justice that you see and feel is fit. Don't block yourself from your blessings. But it does mean that sometimes this is what you need to, I make a compromise. I can take this one. This is where you do have to settle limits and accept. And then once I experience this, maybe this is what was better instead of what I had in mind to be justice and sacrifice and things of that nature. I'm going to share the cards for some self-care and the sunset, but I will not continue the readings for the in-depth readings for the sunset, because that's going to be a completely different aspect. So you'll have to catch the podcast for that. Because again, my babies are coming home, and then once my babies come home, I'm full mommy mode, and I can barely get posting out. So I don't want to promise that I'm gonna be back on here doing a live for the sunset reading and cards. But what I will share with you all in place of that on the live is the scriptures and the secret language of light cards, because spirit is all about Sunday, and Sunday is all about spirit. So the self-care card, I'm just starting this one this week, is read an inspiring book. Now, why is this self-care? Because baby, self-help is a real thing, and people don't believe in I'm gonna say people, some people don't believe in self-help. But the good thing about self-help is nobody knows you like you. That's one. Nobody's going to be honest or a liar to themselves like you. And nobody knows your deepest, darkest secrets of what you don't want to go and take to other people to get help for, from, with, and about. So grab yourself a good book. I can't wait for my book to get here. It was supposed to be here yesterday. I'm already reading the book. It's not keeping my interest like I want, because I'm like, I already knew that. I knew that. But I'm looking at it in a different perspective, because it's like, even though you already know it, what about the things that you don't know? Okay, just because you know it, it doesn't mean that you can't view it in a different aspect. How can this better benefit you? How can I better benefit it? And that give and take. So I can't wait for my book to get here. I'm not telling y'all what book I'm reading. But in case you don't have a book to read and you want to learn some things, some techniques of self-help and learning how to ask for help and learning how to allow other people to help you, please make sure that you go to Amazon or reach out to me personally. And I don't have my book right here with me, and shame on me. But you could definitely go to Amazon or reach out to me personally to get your own copy of my self-published postpartum journal. And just because it's a postpartum journal, it does not mean that it is specifically for pregnant women. Remember, pregnant people need help. People that are parents need help. People that are children need help. I don't care what the situation is. Everybody needs help. Everybody wants help, whether they know how to say it and receive it, allow it or not. We all need help. Nobody is meant to do this alone. If that was the case, then we would all have our own planet. Let's just be real, our own galaxy, our own universe. So the title of my book is One womb, like an actual womb where the baby is, wound, like a sore, an owie, as my children would say, at a time. One womb wound at a time. And it is by yours truly, Shantay McKinney. It's a red cover with black and white outlined images, silhouette type thing. But please make sure that you go and grab your copy. If you want a signed copy, reach out to me. It is available as an ebook as well, and it is to help you learn how to help yourself, ask for help, and allow people to help you. And it's for people who don't know how to help folks. Learn how to help folks, because some people look at you, they see you need help, they know you need help, or they're just oblivious to the fact that you need help, but they don't want to help because you're too busy recording it. Stop recording people and help. Like physically help, mentally help, emotionally help, spiritually help, verbally help, audibly help. There's so many ways that you can help, and you don't have to record it, because nobody wants to be recorded in their time of distress, their time of need, their times of being a damsel. And there's nothing wrong with being a damsel, because there's a benefit to being a damsel in distress. So hey girl, I'm so happy you joined, but make sure that you go ahead and grab that copy. There are other books that I will be mentioning, sharing, and publishing. I have 2 books coming. So stay tuned for that as well. But definitely get you a book and start reading. Take care of yourself, because a lot of us don't want to share some of the things that we've been through, because we don't trust people with our deepest, darkest, lightest secrets. And I say deepest, darkest, lightest secrets because they're dark to other people, but they're light within us because they carried us through so much, whether you want to admit it or not. Which brings me to shadows. Baby, I need you to make sure that the secret language of light, say it, come and pull me, because God, justice, sacrifice, compromise is definitely in this. I want you to make sure that you look at your shadow, your fears, your things that you don't like, your lack thereof, your inability, your flaws and all. Look at those as a way to be in love with yourself, which is self-help, self-acceptance, self-acknowledgement, unconditional self-love. Because when you love the parts of you that you don't like, and when you love the parts of you that other people don't like, baby, that's unconditional, because you're accepting you in your fullness with no terms and conditions, no limits, no boundaries, no shoulda, coulda, wouldas, wishes, and pretend and self-awareness. You accepting all of you for who and what you are, and what you meant to be, what you're supposed to be, and the greatness of you that you think is not good for you. That card came out again, and it came out last week. Remember who you are. Know who you are. And this other card, let's see. Color. In the shadow, you will always find the color, because guess what? Shadow is a color, and that color is usually black or gray, and you can't get any color without black, just in case you didn't know. So that dark side of yourself, the parts you fear, you're afraid of, and you're scared of, fall in love with them, appreciate them. I just saw 1818, which is 9 and 9 is 18, it's 9 again. So transform. That's what shadow is all about, allowing yourself to transform. Accept you in your fullness and use your shadow as it is meant to be used. I don't think they want another card. They want y'all to understand that the color, the light that you're seeking is not outside of you, it's inside of you. And your shadow literally is outside of you. So if you can see your shadow on the ground, on the wall, then you can see the shadow spiritually. That's that balance. The color is the balance. Definitely the balance. Hey, Lamont, nice to have you here, sir. Let me wave at both of y'all so we get this activity going. Yeah. Whoop, I lied. Enlightenment. Bow. There you go. They had to, that was a confirmation. They like, let me just make sure somebody knew exactly what they needed to know. We got 2 sets of prayer cards, because we need one for the morning and one at night. So this one is going to be for morning, or now. Let's see. And then, there we go. Leviticus 19:18. Before I read this, let me make sure I show y'all these cards. Y'all saw Remembrance last week. And then here's Remembrance again. I love that it's gold in the middle. Gold is one of my favorite colors. And then color was the next. Gold hearts, gold hearts, gold hearts, gold hearts, gold hearts. I love gold hearts. Let your soul shine. I don't know why people are so scared to let their emotions be free. And the last one was enlightenment. They're the shadow. See, you can't even see your brightness without the shadow. Like, just embrace the shadow. That's what it's there for. It's your enlightenment. It's where you find your enlightenment. Now, the scripture for the morning part is love your neighbor as yourself. Ooh, I almost cuss. Um, hey Kanji, I cannot say your whole name, so please forgive me. And I don't want to mess it up, so I'm gonna just take the last of it, the last five of it, which to me can't do that. I must speak to you personally, okay? But Kanji, welcome. Fear of acceptance. Yes, love your neighbor as yourself. So loving your neighbor as yourself. Not all of us get along with our neighbors, right? And granddaddy coming on through here because he was a pastor. And he was a traveling pastor, a traveling speaker. um, but he is literally saying that most times when we talk about loving our neighbor in religion, it's because you got a problem with your neighbor. Love thy neighbor. You an enemy with your neighbor. And if you can love your neighbor to get through these, because y'all gotta live next to each other unless you just gonna up and move every time when your neighbor get on your nerve. I love my shadow too, baby. And my shadow showing me more and more ways to love it, love us. Um, if you're gonna up and uproot yourself and move each time you don't connect with your neighbor, then you are going to be moving for the rest of your life. You are never going to be able to be still, stay put. And sometimes in life, in order for you to see and feel your shadow, to acknowledge your shadow, you need to be still. And if you don't be still when they tell you to be still, when self tells you to be still, then honey, the universe, spirit, life, let me tell y'all how spirit and the universe and God and life will connect them gears, them wheels, and make you, they work together. I don't care if y'all believe it or not. That's not up for me to make sure that you get it, but I'm gonna share this with you. You will get the information that you need to be still, stay put. But because we're human and we have the ability to make these choices and choose to do things, we will be like, I'm not going to sit around here and wait for this and do this and do this and XYZ and ABC 1, 2, 3 and a million and 10 and some more 11, 50, 11 children. We get up and we do what we want to do. And then you will hear the message again, whether it's in religion or spirituality. Be still, stay put. Don't go. Don't move. That's not for you. They'll show you all the signs and symptoms that it's not meant for you to move. But then here we go, being humans, listening to flesh. And this is when they say lean not on your own understanding. And then we get to moving around again, doing what we want to do, what we think is best for us, what we need to do, leaning on our own understanding. And then God will be like, I told you to sit still. And you'll experience something in life, whether it's financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, something in life is going to make you sit your ass down. Be still so you can pay attention to you. So you can stop being your own enemy. So you can love the neighbor in yourself. Because when you don't love your shadow, when you don't accept your dreams, you limit yourself, you don't love your neighbor. You're at odds with yourself. I don't like that person. I don't like my flaws. Get that person away from me. Get these flaws away from me. They shame me. They embarrass me. They make me feel less of myself. Instead of just saying, yeah, I don't necessarily like this about me, but I'm going to embrace this and love this part about me. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm going to read one more scripture and then I have to take a pause. But I will definitely share these pictures. Why did I pull all of them out? Good Lord Jesus. Somebody being saved today. Somebody is being saved today. Leviticus 19:18. 19 and 18. The next scripture is Psalms 86, verse 7. Chapter 86, verse 7. In the day of my trouble, I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. And on the back it says, help me, Lord, to act with your love in the seemingly impossible situations of life. So somebody going through it and they know they're going through it, and that's okay. You definitely need to get you a book of inspiration, a self-help book. Lean in on these scriptures. They're meant for you. And um inhale your success. I'm trying to get this camera right so y'all can see this. Let me touch it. There we go. Either way it go, I'm going to put pictures up so you can really see them, at least a video. There we go. And then let's get the back on that side for TikTok. And then up here, ooh, I can't. It's too little, but I'm definitely going to share it with y'all. All right, so I want to thank you all for joining me so much. Hey, girl. Thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure that you tap into oh, I told you I was going to let y'all know what the cards was for tonight. So 2 cards came out for the sunset, but I chose the one that made more sense to connect with the topics of discussion for today, the topics of spirit today. So the sunset card is, you are so worthy of a beautiful life. Whew. You're worthy of the dreams, your dreams, what you see, what you feel, what you desire, what you crave, what you wish for, what you pray for, what you cry for, what you stand for, what you sit for, what you pause for. You are worthy of that beautiful life. And on the back, it says, why I feel grateful for you. So make sure you take a moment to write those things out. Grateful for yourself, because this is all about you. You can't be connecting. Well, you can, because we have past experiences that allow us. Hey, Caesar. We have real life experiences and from our past that we are able to help others on. So in that aspect, don't be thinking that you can't connect and help nobody because you're not completely healed. Because you can. You're healed from other things from your past. I'm going to let y'all see this card, and then I am getting off of here so I can complete these podcasts. 27. That 9 is showing up for real, for real. Transformation. Oh, I knew he was going to do that. Oh, there you go. Even they ready for it. Okay. I will see you again, and your hearts will be full of joy. No one can take your joy from you. John 16:22. I don't know why that is jumping, but it's jumping. So let me let y'all get it. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Sharing is richness. And I don't want anybody to ever feel like they're alone. Because I know how it feels to have that feeling. And it is not a good feeling. So when I first started my journey in this, I literally was like, if I experience this and I feel this, then I know other people are experiencing and feeling this as well. Oh, that's the wrong color. So I started sharing, and I'm just gonna keep sharing, because if I don't, they're gonna get me. And on that note, you guys, please stay safe, keep smiling, but stay sincere to who you are. So stay sincere, smile, and definitely keep shining. That is my joy, my peace, my love, my life, and yes, a little bit of my eternal light. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Make sure you come and check us out on Wednesday. Podcast Wisdom of the Week is going to be available. I'm going to put a blog up as well. I'm jumping out of my comfort zone completely. I'm going to spread my wings and launch my website that I've been holding on to for growth and healing purposes. All of it may not be available just because I'm still growing and healing through some things about my website, about past issues. I'm human just like everybody else. I ain't afraid to admit it. I ain't ashamed to admit it. And I will post that link. Until that link is up, you can make sure you hit the link in each of my bios for my podcast. I love y'all always. And again, stay sincere, smile, and definitely keep shining.